Hey guys, so today I'm supposed to have an interview with Shushin, who is the author of The Heart to Seek. However, as you guys can see, he's not quite here yet. So let me just give him a call and see where he is. Hey, where are you at? Oh, okay. Alright, sure. Yeah, no worries. Okay. Alright, thanks. So he's coming and he'll be on the way, so he just woke up. And I'm just gonna go grab a coffee and then we can get started after.
Wake up, you're late for your interview already. Being a writer, you cannot be late for everything. You have only 1 hour's time.
Ma, I'm going to go for the interview.
Okay, take care. Good luck.
Okay, bye.
Hey everyone, so Shushin is finally here, right in front of us.
Hi, Christine. So sorry I'm late. Apologize on that. I know that's my weakness, but yeah, I'm trying to work it out.
No worries, it happens to the best of us.
But anyway, I'm glad I get to see you finally today, and you are here for me as well. So totally glad on that.
Okay, so what we're dying to know is this based on a true story? Did this really happen?
Yeah. Because on the front of the cover page, if you've seen on my part one, it was actually written as based on a true story. So it was really happened in life incidents that I encountered, that which I personally encountered in my private life, and I wanted to bring up that content, which usually people will be privating up and all that stuff, and I thought like a spontaneous idea to bring up the content, which is feel like a little bit of underrated. I feel so it's like things that is important which they don't really give importance that much, and they just like just keep it to themselves. I feel this matter is better to tell out. Is it gives a lot of perspective and opinion for others to see on that part.
That's true. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about the characters in your story, though? Are they real as well?
Yes, all of them are real. Partly, if you've seen that when doing my promo time, there was 24 women in that story. All 24 women are actually really that I encountered in my life. Um, it was the journey of my of age of 13 to 31. So in that particular journey of the life that the woman encountered, they personally have somehow has inspired me in some way in my growth and my journey of the person. So I felt like I need that character in that story, and I felt like that character has inspired me. Why not they can inspire the story as well? I put them in the story of the arc of how they have been given me of their arc character on my perception, and then I placed it there. Talking about that, but there was also supporting characters as well also in that one. So they are also real. I mean, technically, whoever you sing in that story is all real. But just that I gave the 24 women is the most important. The other character supporting roles all is also there, but they are not as important as them, but they are actually crucial as well as the 24 women, because some supporting characters they are actually introducing the women into the story. So without them, the supporting characters, so usually that's why I'm saying the supporting actors or actress in the story as well is equally important. So yeah, all of them are real.
That's true. Yeah. Supporting characters and the main characters are very important. Especially in your story, the way you wrote it. I think I really have to ask, why is there no dialogue in this story?
Well, actually, I intentionally did that. The dialogue is first I actually wanted to do, but you see, I'm writing on my perspective of people I encounter in my life. So if I'm just going to put a dialogue, I'm going to imagine how the conversation going to be and how they interpret, because I don't exactly remember what they say to me. I don't remember. I mean, even though I had a conversation verbally in a dialogue with them in real life, I can't remember the exact. So if I put it, insert it in my book, I'm sure I'm going to modify it, and I don't feel the genuine in that modifying it. So I feel like modifying it means, because when a reader is reading the dialogue, it gives a lot of strong impression. The dialogue is actually overtaking the story already. So in that sense, I don't want that dialogue to be misinterpreted. And mostly I feel in my life, rather than the words they use, is more their actions and the persona they want, because I feel emotions can speak more than just your dialogue. So what I did was I used the emotions. I used their emotions, their body language, how they show their anger, their frustration, their love, the eye movements, like that, so like that, that is what that speaks more. So that is why I cancel out the dialogue. It's a risk, totally it's a risk, because many people as a writer they would like to put a dialogue, but I would like to take the risk because I want to be a little different. But for courtesy purposes, at the end of my part 2, I did have the dialogues of each woman that they have impacted, how there's a word for each of them, like a quote. So I have placed a quote. This is for the readers. I did it specially because I have a feeling many readers are going to ask me that don't have dialogues. So how is it? So in that case, what I did was there always the 24 women, they always especially sentences that always keeps going in my mind, that like give me an impact like that. So that words I have actually placed like a tribute in my end method of the book. So you can see in the after the book part 2 finish, you can see the dialogues, all the 24 women, which what they actually has said that to me. This is like a, you can say, like a gift for the readers to show like how they actually connect with the main lead character. Yeah, so
That's
like,
true. And I think in certain aspects, it gives everyone a more accurate representation of how the scene was done and how they communicated as well.
Yeah, but seeing that, I knew that being writer, they told me, don't tell, show. Do not tell what happened, show what happened. This was the hardest, because without dialogue, you want to show, is very hard. Usually they say dialogue is the way of showing.
Exactly.
So if you're writing a description of what is going on, or between two characters, or for instance, like two characters are interacting, they say don't tell what happened. They say show what happened. So I have to keep in my mind, when I'm writing, I have to show what happened instead of telling.
So I have to ask, how's the writing process like for you? Because the duration of the book itself, 13 to 31 years old, is quite a long time.
That was the period. So it's happened from 2005, 13 to 31, 2024. That is the period of time. And if you're asking how long did I write for, I write for almost 2 years. Still remember, I wrote on the 10th of August 2022. Yes, I remember I sit in my house, I was writing the first paragraph. It was actually not even an introduction, that paragraph I read. It was just an emotion revealing paragraph I read, how I felt. And that paragraph became my first chapter when I was writing. There was just a first paragraph. I think maybe I just writing over 200 words.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just, that was what. Then I got the idea, okay, why not? But I didn't really thought I'm going to end up publish the book, but I just thought, okay, let's go consistent flow, see what happens.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's still quite a length of time because you started writing in 2022, and yet if the character in the story has started experiencing this since 2005, it's a long time. And given how dedicated you are to the accuracy of the story, was it hard to like relive those memories again and to recall from so many years back?
When I told this to my friend told me, how can you remember
Exactly,
everything?
yeah.
One of my friends asked me this question, how actually you remember what happened in 2005, what happened in 2006, what happened in 2007? How your memory is so strong? It's not about my memory is strong, it's just that that incident that happened that particular year is living in me. It's strong. It is just that the particular moment that happened is strong. It just like always it keeps on like flowing in my mind like a life like that. So it's not dead at all, So that memory is like it's with me, and then I grow with the memory, and then in the end the memory is getting bigger.
I see.
So more people come into my life, the memories get bigger, and the more people go away from my life, also the memories are getting bigger. It's bigger as it can be so huge. I didn't feel the overflow, but I feel like there's too much that I know that I felt like many people don't know. I just sense that, like they don't see what I'm seeing, like that perspective, or maybe they don't want to take the chances and risk like what I'm doing like that. So I thought, why not I take the chance and risk to open up something that people reluctant to open up. So I start writing, but whatever I write is based on my memory. Of course, there's certain things like I did roll back to my old messages. I did that roll back to my old messages. I encountered people, and then I to feel the scene back. To answer your question, was it hard? Yes, it was hard. It was not easy to relive certain memories, because not everything will be sweet and memories, right? There are some bitter memories as well, right? So when you try to go back to all that bitter memories, you feel like you don't feel good about it. You feel the tense once more. But on the positive side, I always will be convincing myself that this story is going to be brought upon to many people. So maybe my negativity, someone will take it as a positivity. Whatever whatever that happens in my life in a negativity, or maybe something, that incident that occurred, they can take it as positive. They can see on a different perspective, and they can like probably can correct, or maybe they can see in a more wide angle. Yeah, because I feel I knew things all late. I wish I could knew more earlier, but that's how growth is, what? Yeah, right.
That's
You knew
true.
things late, then only you grow. What? If you knew
Exactly.
things so early, means and then everything will end up perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I knew lah, but so I don't want the upcoming generation or anyone who are being conflicted, because whenever I see that, I feel they're being like me, like that. So I don't want another person be like me. So I want that to be end, make a full stop.
That's beautiful. So, is the aim of this story to educate the younger people who might read your book?
Well, the How to Seek story is actually contemporary romance, which is what's happening in our current lifestyle, like that. I didn't make it like more like a past or in the futuristic. I'm more concerned of the current realistic what's going on. So I prefer that to be on the contemporary side, actually, because that's the real dilemma we have, right? So that's why, and knowing that we are the millennials people, uh, for example, like I'm saying, we are in the 90s, we always get conflicted between the 80s and the Gen Z's one. So we always stuck in between. Like, for example, if you see the 80s romance, you're very sincere, loyal, obedient in that kind of style one.
Letter writing.
Yeah, all kind of the nostalgic feeling you'll have one. And then when you come to the 20s, it's all WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, like that. You get to know people like that. And dating apps all becoming a famous. I mean, from where we come, all the dating apps all was not there yet. Now people don't even have time, so they go into the dating apps like that. So you see, there's two contrasts one, and people sometimes will advise you on both angles, and sometimes you are listening both sides, and you don't know where to go on that. So that is like the contemporary issue I feel in the romance wing. And then sometimes sometimes we don't know where to go, we just stuck, or we just try to get over it, maybe feel like, okay, let's go to flow of it, like that. So some people, they say you are so old fashioned, like that. So some people, they say, the latest trend, you just follow up the latest trend, how people are like that, don't keep hold up like that. This story, for your question, perhaps I feel I want to give information, knowledge in a very to say captivating way. I would like to say that in for people. That's why I'm making it into a fiction. If I make it into a memoir kind of style, I mean, it's going to be dry. You're reading like in a book, like someone's life, like that.
That's
You
true.
wouldn't feel bored. I'm not writing politics.
Yeah.
I'm writing about emotions and romance, how you connect with people. So I'm making it into a fiction, and it's for people like us. Maybe you want to like rewind back, like how our love life has went through. Or maybe if you feel like you are stuck somewhere, you want to like say, okay, I don't know what should I do. Maybe the book can help you in somewhere, like for people like us, like that. And for the new Gen Zs, whoever is reading, maybe they always thought, okay, if I want to connect with someone, where should I start? What should I do? Like that, it's like, what's the right way, or what's the right, when I say right way, means it's like, what's the righteous act I want to do in terms of showing my emotions, like that. Should I be sincere? Should I be genuine? Or should I keep hiding to myself and lock up everything and then don't say anything out, like that? That kind of thing, like that. Because even though I want to say out, so who's going to listen about it? Who's going to be really putting their ears and want to hear about it? So it's more of information and knowledge, like that. So I think like the Gen Zs can read as well also. This book is good for them also, but they will be looking more on a lot of millennials people in this book. Yeah,
I
compared
see.
to them, their present is not much there, but they can understand like how the transition of the shift is happening between the ages, the period from how the millennials and now the Gen Zs are, like that. So Gen Zs can take as a knowledge and it's an information. So to why I'm saying that is you can grow with how much technology you want, but do not forget certain genuine in life, like we still live at the moment. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say. Let me bring it along as well, the genuine and your sincerity to it. Be truthful. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I said. And then from there, you just go on with the time.
So you talk about a lot about believing in yourself as well as expressing yourself. Do you feel like this book has helped you do that as well, like with the process of writing this book and discovering yourself yet again?
Actually, initially I wanted to express myself. I wanted to open up, and expressing myself and open up, I felt like it was not an issue, but the problem was, what is the point? I had an issue. What is the taken out of it? If I want to express myself, what's going to happen? It's like that is why I'm doing. Maybe I'm more seeing on the outcome of it. Like, if okay, now today I express out, and then today I tell, and then okay, good, that's it, the topic ends like that. I don't feel like there's going to be anything better is going to be trying to be there for life. So in this book I express out, maybe for some people who suppress out. So that is why I express out. I don't want to be another person who just suppress everything and keep it, and then act like normal life, and then having like the two personality. In front of people you act one, and then when you are inside all alone you act another two. I don't want to be that. On the other hand, I'm same here also. I'm same. So that is where one way I volunteer to express out my feelings. Also volunteer to express out what I perceive from other people and perceive on what's happening here, so that people can see my perception. I mean, it's up to them how they want to judge it. They want to see it's in the rightful way, or maybe they feel it's too much or what. But it doesn't matter whether positive or negativity. Whatever you take it, you can use that for in your life. That's the idea of it. So basically, I volunteered to do that because I feel it's necessity.
I see. So when writing this book, do you identify with any of the characters in it?
The characters are real. So when I was writing time, I recall my memory back, then I will refill the moment I had with them. So when I had a moment of that, I will make it into a developing scene like that. So when I make a developing scene, like it feel nostalgic. It's like you are going back to your younger version like that sometimes, and then you writing that scene again, how it feels like that scene like that. So everyone is my growth, right? So each one I'm going back to my younger version, or I'm going back to my school, or I'm going back to college life, or my first day job like that. Yeah, so they all like the progressive like that. So but you are seeing in my perspective, like you are my eye. You are actually when you read the book, you are my eye, and you are my eye, and you're witnessing what's going around. And with a fate of a story of the character deeply holds like that, and will that prevail in the end or not? What he believes is really there or not? So that is what I actually trying to give to a part of the story to an end.
I see. Some closure as well, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely as a closure. But saying closure based on true story, you don't have really a good closure one. Closure always happens if you create a story which is not really happen, or you inspired to write a story based on maybe a small incident. Sometimes they say based on true events like that. So when you're writing a really true story, to find a real end closure is very hard, because it's really you're telling to your own life as well. Also, do you have already a proper closure as well also or not? So I don't know whether I have a closure for the story or not, but on my climax of my part 2, I did made an positive. I wanted to make a positive end, so I tried my best to give an end that whether the audience or readers reading it, will they want it more out of it, or they just want that's enough. Maybe I just feel that part 2, the story ends, is good enough for it. I don't want to know more about it. Or maybe they try to know what's really after that, what's going to happen. So I give that kind of like a ending like that. So I'm more into actually want to know the audience what they want from the part 2 climax. So I bring that, because I cannot bring me to my part to end the story, because I feel like true story doesn't have a proper ending. Really, because you grow. I think it only ends when you have your last breath.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of-
yeah. So I just want to know whether the audience wants to see more or not. So if the audience wants to see more and they felt like, oh no, I'm not satisfied, I want to see more, like I want to see what really happens to him. I want to see that fate really come to the end. Is it really prevail or not? Is it really belief or not on whatever he is interpreting that? So then in that case, if the audience wants more, I think we will go for the continuation. But it's not going to be sooner. But if they say no, I just want to end it, then I will just. So there is this actually is going to be majority vote on the readers.
I see. So do you mean that with enough demand, you might consider putting out a third part or even a sequel to this book?
Considering things now, the part 2 pre-order is going on. Okay, just for heads up, there will be an epilogue. So when we say epilogue means there will be a potential part 3, right? So yes, I don't, but it is not necessarily to have a part 3, but I wanted to give a proper ending, giving for what the character's journey has went through. I feel the character need to be justified, the main lead character. So for that justification, I gave him an epilogue. And that epilogue is where I want to hear from you as the readers, whether you want to hear more or you want to just end there from the epilogue.
I see. So hearing this as well, and after reading the book, I feel like to write it, you must have been quite emotionally vulnerable with the audience as well. And also with yourself, right? To confront some things that you might not have been very happy with or might have upset you. Can you share about what gave you the courage to be so vulnerable with everyone and to actually share your thoughts in that sense?
Okay, when I was writing, yes, I was emotional as well. I have to be honest. There were certain times when I write, it also bring tears as well. Also because I think I recalling the memory back. So some memories was quite strong. So and sometimes it's very interesting. Sometimes I get anger. Sometimes I get frustrated. I never had writing block, but I had idea when I was doing the writing. I had an issue of being consistent because of the fluctuation of my emotions. My fluctuation of emotions affect my consistency sometimes. It's like in the end, sometimes I think of myself, will write once I write finish, what's going to happen? I ask that a lot. It's like, is it something going to impact my life or going to change my life, or people see they're going to see a different perspective or what like that. But I keep on writing consistently. On the other side, you know why I cannot stop writing as well, because when I stop writing, I feel I get tremble. Sometimes I get anxiety, like don't stop, don't keep. I would say to myself, don't stop. If you stop means then the content that only you, I felt like I know, people will not know as well. So just do it. Doesn't matter what the person's perspective or whoever is going to do, just do it. Let it go on the flow. Just write it like that. So I just like keep on writing up. Then that writing at sometimes will makes me feel better sometimes, because I'm also throwing my emotion in the form of writing. But the consistency of my writing is really comes from my drive and my I could see like the very strong desire to actually to give the content out, must tell the content out like that, just let it out like that. So that the fire was so consistent for 2 years. I was writing. I would say write, push myself like that, write, and then in the end, I think once I'm going to the climax and so on, then I felt like the journey is going, and then and when someone's climax, I wouldn't say I'm being very proud, but I would say like I am able to do something like a help for someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, you should be proud of yourself. And in a sense, it sounds very cathartic, right? Like you kind of share your experiences, and through this, I hope as well that the fire in you has dimmed and also maybe subsided a little bit. Do you feel that way?
Depends on what more I'm going to perceive in the future. I'm going to control humans, right? So if that humans, whatever I perceive, they unintentionally ignite the flame again, and then maybe that fire will keep growing and you will see more of it. Or no means if I'm seeing more of like a good, positive side, maybe the fire will be lower. But for now, it has been neutral. But I feel the flame is still going on, and yeah. So like, so the story is like comes like from past and then present, and then I end with the futuristic.
I see. So while you were writing this book, throughout these 2 years, do you remember a scene or any incident that you felt really like the happiest moment you felt writing this book? It might be like maybe you're recalling a certain memory, or maybe even talking to your family about it.
To be honest, I never had happiest moment. In my book, part one, part two, I never use the word happy because I never lived to that word yet. So because I don't even know what is the word meaning as well. Also, as time goes, I lost the meaning of the word happy. So I remember this. I was telling to my editor that I never use the word happy, and I told to my editor, when you editing also, and don't improvise the words also, you do a happy word as well also, because what I've tried to do is I actually try to identify myself what is actually happy means to me as I was writing. This is, you can say, I was learning about myself as well also. So as I was writing, then when I came into the climax in epilogue, finally to the epilogue, and I came to understand what is happy meant to me. And so what I did was, the main lead character happiness only will be revealed in the epilogue. So in the journey of that, from 2005 to up to 2024, he never really seek for happiness, but he, at the same time, he doesn't even know what's the real meaning of happiness. So he really don't feel so excited like that. Like whatever good things happen, also he's calm. Bad things also, he just take it like a stoicism like that. So, and then but then I felt like I need to know what happy means. So, and by learning what is happy meant to me, I gave that happiness to him in the epilogue, which that is the point I use the word happy. So if you see the whole journey of part one, part two, you won't see the word happy.
Wow, I see. Okay, I wouldn't have realized that if you didn't mention it.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite an accurate representation of what you believe in. I feel like happiness is something very difficult
Because
to
it's a very
define.
strong word.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like you really delighted like that, like you are so happy, like emotional feeling like that. Like, so I don't want to fake my happiness and just saying, oh, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather say I'm delighted, I'm calm, glad, that kind of things, instead of saying the word happiness. So I feel that word need to be meaningful. That's why I put it for in the epilogue.
Okay, that makes sense. Then how about the other characters that you mentioned? Do you feel like they express feelings of excitement or joy?
Yeah, that one, whatever I perceive, I'm being honest to them. I never like modified anything. So how they showed to me of their personality and their character, I just take it and got inspired, and I make it into a arc of story of them. That means their arc of story house is confronting with the main lead character. That's how it happened. That's how the 24 Women's arc of story is confronting with him like that.
Okay. So this next part, I'm gonna ask you about to tell your story as a summary to all the readers or potential readers that have not read your book but are planning to buy it, or they've seen the interest online. Is there a short summary you could give them to give them an idea of what the book is about?
It's a character, the main lead character named Kriloshin, starting from the age 13 to 31. And then in the journey, he will meet 24 women. In the 24 women, he will confront them in each stage of his life. And the idea is, he is a believer, have faith of true love. And whether that true love is really exists or not for the faith he has. And the question is the soulmate, will he find or not, which he not really hunts for it, but he has a desire, he wants to connect with someone. And that's the answer for the soulmate lies in that 24 of that woman. Who is that 24 of them? The one will prevail for that soulmate, for him to connect. And even though he found, will he confront and show that to her, or will she even believe that that she is the soulmate? Will she prevail herself to him or not? So the story is, the soulmate what actually its meaning of it signifies. So you will get the idea what is soulmate, what the meaning of it signifies, and you will also get the idea when he gets to know what he's going to do, and you also get the idea to know when out of 24 months, one in the climax will come out, and what she's going to do as well, and how they are going to understand about the soulmate between them, and what's going to happen to them in the future. So is it like going to be like a typical happy ending, or is it going to be a sad ending, or is it like going to leave a big question mark like that? Yeah, so that's the idea. So the idea is about he seeking a soulmate like that, I have to say. But in that journey, he will go through a lot of obstacles and emotional conflicts just to have a faith to know whether the true love really exists or not.
I see. Okay, so I would like to ask, how would you define finding your soulmate? And I also like to ask, do you really truly believe that there is one soulmate for everyone that exists in this world?
For your question, the answer is in the climax. What he's going to understand for the soulmate. If you ask me, as an author, do I believe there is a soulmate? Yes. But if you're asking me, do the main lead character will find a soulmate? I prefer in the climax the story is there, because it will be a spoilers if I'm telling that part. So if an author, if you're asking me when I'm writing, okay, do the soulmate exist? Yes, I believe. I write in the note of that exist, but how is it going to impact you, and what is it going to do to you, and will it be justified or not to the eyes? You know, because you say I can have soulmate, but is it really coming to your eyes or not? That's the question I'm saying. And even though you come also, will you know or not that's the person? That's
Exactly.
yeah. So that is what I'm placing on in the finale in my part 2.
Yeah.
So will that as well? So this one is a little bit interesting because I have to blend contemporary and my belief together as well. So I have to craft a climax that I call this like a practical future. That means what happening on my current, I predict my future for tomorrow. For example, tomorrow you go to work, you know you must go to work tomorrow. Like for example, you need to attend to work at 8 a.m. in the morning. You know, but you don't know what is going to happen. But you predict you can attend the work for tomorrow. That's how the character. He predicts that in the future he can find a soulmate. But how is it going to happen and what interruptions is going to face, he doesn't know. But whatever is happening on concurrent will judge his future. Yeah. So if you are a person who are sharp at like 8 morning will come to work, means then tomorrow will be like normal. Like that. Unless something like interruption comes from fate or what like that, and this one. And he always walks on the thin line of fate and destiny. He always, that's the person like that, because I'm always like that as well. So I feel like all the time in my life I always walk on the line of between left is fate and right is destiny. So I feel like I'm being in the thin line there, and sometimes you can easily fall here or easily fall there. Where is he fall often? He falls. There's nothing that he's not falling. He falls often as well between both lines. But the question is, when he fall, what happens to him? Did he go back on the line again and walk again? Yeah, so that's the story most about.
I see. So it feels like we already know the goal. Like right now, the book is entirely about the journey, and it's a very interesting journey indeed. So my next question would be asking you about the challenges that you have faced writing this book, because it talks about a problem that a lot of people face, right? Finding their soulmate and so on. So I'd like to ask you about your challenges and your experiences with this as well.
When I was writing the story, well, it's real life characters, right? Main challenges I think I faced was writing about real life people on my perspective and what perception they're going to have about that when the book is published. So some people, they had a good like genuine thoughts. Okay, some people they feel it's not right. Well, whatever you feel is your personal opinion. There's nothing like that. But you see, coming back into ethical issues like that, we are talking here a little bit. They said, should I write first and then tell them, or should I get your permission first and then write it? So if I want to get my permission first to write it, I feel won't be genuine, because in that case, some is going to say yes, some going to say no. Then how am I going to write it?
Yeah.
So my idea is I want to write it genuinely and how I feel, sincerely to myself how I feel. I don't want to like being dishonest to satisfy one person and to satisfy another person like that. Then I cannot do what I want to do. Then the book would not be genuine output. So I took the risk, I write them all first. I write them everyone, but I had this guilting feeling in me that I write many people, but they are not aware of that I'm doing that. So what I did was I met one by one. After that, the journey of my writing, I met one by one, and I told them this. Some I met in get to meet face to face. Some I was just messaging. Some I made a call, and I told them. Some take it positive manner. Some take it neutral. Some ghosted out of me as well. They don't want to talk because they're scared that I'm going to reveal too much, and maybe I think why they actually ignored is because they already had their privacy life. They don't want to have any other interruption extra to be add in. Usually like I already made my life so
Yeah.
I put so much of heart and make my life already, and I don't want like extra conflict like that. So some people they don't want. So couldn't force on that. So in that case, I understand their perspective. But however, I still feel I need to say. So that's why I did my best to reach out anyone I can to just say it out. How you are taking it is on your perspective. Is I let you to be. So in that journey, of course, not so smooth to say, but I also learned to be more courageful, as you can say, when I was telling to one by one and this one. So as I tell one by one, and told them some were excited, some they want to know how their character comes into the topic. Some they don't want to be bothered at all. They say, don't even come and tell me what's the story about. Don't
Wow.
even, yeah. But I didn't put their real names. I put pen names. So everyone have their pen. So I respect their privacy. So everyone put their pen names and this one. Even though the scenes is depicted are real, but their pen names. So I don't want to I don't want my story to be disrupting their privacy. So on that part, that was the biggest challenge I think I ever had in writing the story. Um, and for the ethical part, let's say for example, I remember my mom was telling me this like this. If you're writing so much of truth, what if someone put a case on you? Like a libel case or what? I say I writing truth. What I say? Why want people to put libel case? If they put the place means then they means they are dissatisfied with what I'm trying to say the truthfully manner. That means what you have to show is you are just be truthful. So that is what I'm saying. So being truthful, I think it doesn't matter whether you're showing me your negative emotion or positive emotion. It doesn't matter. Not everyone are perfect to show good emotions. There are some people who show me negative emotion, but your negativity someone can take positivity. Yeah. So
That's true.
yeah. So maybe some taking it in a nice manner. So that is where I justify my ethical challenges. So how I convince myself in my ethical is okay, just say for example, like I know you as a person and I place you in a story. You have your whole journey of your life. I only took 5% of your journey and I put into my story. The 95% I don't know what you're doing in your life. I only took 5% and put in the 95% I don't know what you're doing in your life. Why can't you that 5% I took from your life, you can just act like of kindness, like someone taking the risk to bring out to a content to reach out to people people who need for the story, or people who believe if they are stuck or they lost faith or true love, or maybe they don't know how to face conflicts, maybe can help them. So it's good, right? In the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I only just taking 5% of your portions only. Or 10% of, if you are more into my life, maybe it will be extra 10-15%. But believe me, I don't know what you're doing, majority of people. So I only took a certain portion only. So that's how I face my ethical issue and how I confront my ethical issue as well. If you ask me, I believe I did a good thing in a wrong way.
Why do you say that?
Because I still feel bad that I have to write a lot of people inside the story without asking them. So I feel that's wrong as well, ethically. But the product of it now reaching at people, seeing the reviews and telling me the story is good and it's like showing the emotions.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So from wrong, I'm making it into a right thing. But I only can do that when if I show it only. If I just
see.
talk verbally, people will not grasp it. Yeah. So that is how I face the challenges, all this stuff.
Okay, so I have to ask if like everything in the book, it was completely based on facts, or do you feel like you kind of embellish a little as well? Because this book sounds a little bit like a biography. instead of contemporary romance, and I'd like to know as well like how you decided on contemporary romance.
The autobiography you say is because it's character driven. It's all about character driven. His character, you will see his character is driving him into a motive to find whether true love exists or not, or in seeking the soulmate. So that you are following his character and you are actually understanding him more depth. By understanding him more depth, it's like you are becoming him, and you are witnessing how he confronts people. Maybe you feel the mainly character is too much, maybe you feel like he's portraying too much of negative or portraying too much of positive, but that's how humans are. They are not perfect. So he's just being genuine, and he wants to see who is actually able to face his genuinity, look at his genuinity like that. So that is how the character driven journey goes up. So the main lead Kriloshan with the character driven journey, and he will face all the 24 women, and then in the 24 women he will come into an understanding a lot about true love and soulmate, and finally he will come into a picture who is the soulmate and what is true love is, and what's going to happen to him, and how he's going to face it. That's inside the story. Yeah, pretty much. I think I did answer that question.
I think quite well. But is it all based on true facts, or do you feel like there's a little bit of
The incidents is true.
I see.
The incidents is true. Whatever the incidents you are seeing, the scenes are all true. Yeah. It's just that the wording I use for the scenes, maybe strong words has been used to epic the emotions, because I need to show the emotions, especially the main lead character's emotions. I have to show, so I have to use the right word to use that. Maybe the flow of a story has been modified. Maybe the minor touch-ups, the flow, so that you don't feel like you jump a lot from another scene to another scene, to make the flow of story inside. But they are understanding the motive, the feeling inside them, the conflicts. That is all true. The dilemma they're going through, and it's all true. And then how they confront it as a person, that's all true. That true feelings I wanted to show, because I want to be as realism as possible, even though it's fiction. I made it fiction to protect the characters and to not to divulge about their privacy life. In that, so I even fiction the whole settings as well. So I created a whole new country in our earth. Yeah. So the country name is Tate Bayo. Yeah.
Very nice. I see. So earlier you mentioned as well about the younger people, right? Gen Zs being very different from us millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to know, for those growing up, especially the younger youths, if they're experiencing any kind of challenges like what you face, and if they want to express themselves in a certain way, do you think there's any places or any avenues they can go to obtain this kind of emotional support and guidance that you feel like you didn't get when you were growing up?
Let's go rewind back a bit. Maybe back in 2022, when my stage of depression anxiety was really to the crucial pinnacle point. Did I wanted to ask for help? I did try. I wanted help, but I could not see anyone helping me. That is how I went through as a person. Because no one could understand. Everyone was just saying me, accept it and live with it. Accept it, live with it. Like that's what they say. That is the only answer everyone was trying to convince me. This is part of life. Just accept it, go with it, and this one. I don't think the word accept can easily be taken. Because what to accept, I feel. And when you accept it, and what are you seeing that in terms of your life, I feel. So that caused me, I couldn't swallow it very well, like whatever happened in my life, and then asked me to accept. So the depression anxiety hits me hard. Then when I want to seek help, I also thought of like going like I researched first whether I'm really having depression anxiety or not. That's very interesting one. I really researched whether really I'm going through the emotion is really true also or not. So I start reading some people emotion conflicts or like that. Whether this thing all is what I'm going through now. Then I realized, that means major depression disorder means you will like go through all this kind of stuff all like that. Also, maybe I also thinking myself, I link up to all these things also. Maybe I also felt like that. Then they always say encourage to get you help. But when you go to a psychologist or like that, okay, So, and when he asks you what's the problem, I mean, he doesn't even know you at all. He doesn't even know you at all, and he's trying to help in a professional way, and he wants to know you. But I mean, just so what are you trying to do at that point? If you're having a one-to-one interview with a psychologist, you are just opening up yourself, right? So the ideology is what simple is you're just opening up. That is what you're just opening up, telling what you feel inside, and he wants to know what you feel, and then he will conclude it, and then he will tell you what's the issue you're going on. And then end up he give you. I mean, I'm not to like showing negative on the psychologist, but he might give you the tablets and all that. You know, then you have to go a weekly session, daily session, and that costs you money. Basically, I'm saying if you can't help yourself, wherever you go, also nothing will happen.
That's true. It seems quite clinical, right?
Yeah, you got to help yourself first. If you not really want to recover, you don't have the motive to recover yourself, and you say, I want to go seek help, means then no point. Wherever you go, also you're going to be the same money. So the idea is, do you really want to recover or not? Do you really want to see something new or not? And when you say that, you have to put effort. And if you're going through that dilemma, how you just imagine the strength to go for the effort, you want to come back to normal, or even a better version of yourself.
That's true.
Yeah. So how you want to do that? So that is another dilemma you'll be going through. That how you want to come back into normal, how you want to, open up and bring out yourself like that. So all that stuff, you have to figure. The answer is actually all inside you. You have to just. It takes time to figure. It just takes time to figure and come on. So when I was going through that, it comes so pinnacle, like the volcano is like going to erupt. It just burst out, and then I start writing already. Now the writing somehow is helped me to become a better person, you can say, emotionally and also. So the writing is almost like making me recovering as well also, but not fully. But from what I've seen is, I want to recover as well. And at the same time, I felt is my writing. Initially, I did it for myself, but when I was progressing, the writing becomes. I feel I want to do it for other people as well. So what I'm saying is you need to help yourself first, and instead of you asking help from other people first, ask yourself what's the issue going on and how much can you help yourself to want to recover. Only you can figure yourself. Everyone can assist you and show you guidance only. You are the one who's going to walk the path. No one's going to live your life. No one can live your life. You have to live your own life one. So no one's going to live your life. So you got to walk the path. And are you really want to walk that path or not? That is the question.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes courage to do that. So some people, they will just get silent, be pessimistic, and then they will just close up the chapter and they don't bother. Some people, they will take the courage and they will go and find the answers. And some people, they just become neutral and become quiet. So I'm the person who want to seek the answer. So you can say that's how my title also comes, the heart to seek. So I want to seek really they got heart or not to find the answer or not. So I go on and try to seek more. And eventually I'm seeking myself also. Eventually I'm seeking outside, I also seeking myself. That's how it came, sir.
I like that you start off saying that we have to start with ourselves, like deciding for ourselves what we want to have and what we want to achieve. Yes. Do you feel like family and friends play a huge role in this as well?
In helping out, yes. Parents actually, to be most, they are the one who seen me in my vulnerability a lot, but I try to hide it as much as possible because I don't want to make them feel bad about me or so like concerned about me. So I try to hide it so as much as possible. But parents, I have to say, they are the one who actually seen my journey, and they have been supportive in the past. But that also by saying, even my friends also on and off, but that also by saying, you got to find answer yourself. Then only the supportive makes sense. If the supportive is there and you are still like can't find any answers, or you are not actually trying to move, putting effort for yourself, then whatever they do also is all meaningless. You come first, then only everything makes sense, comes into a picture.
Yeah, start caring for yourself and making sure that you're taken care of before anything else. Okay, so this next part is about, I suppose, the next step for your book and also for yourself. So starting with a simple question, what you're planning to do next year?
After the April 14, when my book launch happens, which I'll be a little bit giving away of my book and telling about part 2 as well. And there is a little surprise on April 14 as well about the part 2 climax. I'll be a little bit heading up, which some real life characters are coming on April 14 to come to be present. They wanted to be part of it. So a lot of interesting moments going to happen there. I'm going to show a little bit of how the journey of the book happens and the story, and some trivia in the books as well. That's how I'm going to tell about the book on the April 14th. And after that, I had an idea of traveling. So I've been traveling before, but now my motive of traveling globally, I'm going to carry the book with me. So I'm going to I have an idea of spreading the book around the world. Ever since I became a writer and I'm showing my book to the world through all the social media, I get to know a lot of people around the world. So for now, as a Malaysian, I only get to know Malaysia. Now I get to know a lot of Singaporeans from United Kingdoms, India, Australia. So they all actually helping me out as a part of like the book community like that, or what I went through. So I want to personally, because you see, we all like one corner of the world, right? So I want to personally connect that by meeting whoever I can meet, or even strangers all around, and telling them, hey, not like I'm a writer here and this book, and I just want to show that this book I want to bring along around the world and connect with people. I feel the book is becoming like a medium for me to connect. So I want to use the book to connect even more people by physically traveling around. And I will put that in my blog, in my
Wow.
website. So you can see that what happens to the afterlife of an author once the book is published. So you can see what is he doing with the book and how he is using the book to connect with more other people and like that. Or maybe from there you can get another inspiration from that. I believe because I believe the book, when I write, I write from the past what happened. Then I started to write what's present. Now I'm starting to write what is potentially going to happen in the future. So when I write that, when it's what's potentially going to happen, which I'm not sure of, but I believe that my instinct said it will happen. So in order that, then I will start writing that, and I want to connect that to the world like that, to show the version of my future that I predict for. So if I want to connect with more people, then I feel like the book is becoming a medium to connect with more people, and I feel that the book is how am I to say this? It's like instead of me writing one side of the book is now becoming like a destiny for me. The book is bringing me to places.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Connecting
the book
global.
is driving me to do
Mhm.
things, and the book is also driving me to connect to more people. So the book is now like structuring my destiny and fate. So I feel like the book is like a life like that. That's how I feel. So that is how my future is now being making up as well also. So I think that's how I wanted to say to you that the book is actually developing a future for me. So in that, I feel like I want to take the book and go around the world. Then I can know how the future is and how I can connect more. I feel there's a lot of unseen souls to see of.
That's true.
Yeah, only if I put effort on it. If I just stay on the ground and don't do anything, then I wouldn't know. So I have to like put effort, and I would like to place that. That's what I want to do after the book is released on April 14th.
Well, we're very much looking forward to the global community starting with The Heart to Say. Can you tell us also a little bit more about the part 2 climax that you mentioned? It'll be coming out on the April 14th.
Climax is very simple. The book is the question is, the true love exists or not? Will he find a soulmate or not? That's what the climax is, and what's going to happen to him. I will give you a little bit of a heads up that the 24 characters, the pen name, one character in that book has a real name. The other 23 is all pen names. Including my mother and sister. So that is called like 21. So mother, sister excluded, and then one real name. So it's 21, right? So 21 is a pen name. And I put the names a little bit in interesting order. Is like the first 3 words is their real name. And so then another name, you can say there's first four words is real. Why I did that is the three words is how close the character is to them, to show that the first four word is to show how much more closer the character to is. And then there's two names which is the real name, and the name that don't even exist at all. That means it's like a bogus name. I just created a name for a character that doesn't have any meaning to the character. I just created a name. These two names is to show that where is the main lead character soulmate is. So actually, what I'm trying to say is by knowing the names, you can also know the soulmate who is them. In the end, the conclusion, the finale, you know that between the two, you know already who is the soulmate. Yeah, we don't even need to read the book, but that is only if you know how well you know the names.
I see. Very interesting puzzle. I'm sure our readers would like to write all the names down and start figuring that out themselves.
Yeah, so I made it that I didn't intend. I mean, I not to say intentionally. I when I was doing that, I wanted to. Why I put the first 3 and 4 names, because I wanted to tribute lah. Maybe I feel like their presence need to be felt somehow. I don't feel I want to really put a fake name like that. So I want to feel. But however, I just put one name totally different, because that is to increase the intensity of the story, and one I put real name. And the interesting about that is the real name that I place, that person doesn't even know she's inside the book.
Oh, very
Yes.
interesting.
The real name I place, the person don't even know that she is inside the book. I tried to actually tell her, but every attempt I made does not prevail.
Did not go
And
through.
I don't know, maybe that's how destiny works. And she doesn't know, and she doesn't know at all she's inside the book, but her name is real,
I see.
and
Wow.
she's really leaving also as well. I mean, yeah.
It's going to be a surprise then. Yeah.
I mean, all the other people will know. She only won't know whether the book exists or not. Even, I mean, just imagine like, okay, the real name. She see the book, and then she like, coincidentally, she seen the book, and then she really, oh, my name is like that. So it's like that. But what is the chances of her seeing the book? You get what I mean? That the real person, what's the chances of it? Because she doesn't even know whether she's in the book as well. So this person is a little bit special that I made it
see.
into a story that she doesn't even know that she's inside the story, but I still make an arc of her.
Is there a reason why you kept her real name instead of creating a pen name for her?
I wanted to test myself whether do I really know who soulmate or not.
I see.
So I
okay.
test by putting myself in a line that's saying, well, if I put one real name and one totally different name, will I know or not who is the one?
True, yeah.
So that's how I keep test myself to get the answer. So I test out, then if only I put myself in a line question mark, only I can get the answer. If I being safe means, then I won't get. That's why if you see in my social media, TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, I say no risk, no story. You only put risk, only you get a good story. I believe in that motive.
Very challenge motivated. So before we close off, I'd also like to ask you if there's a message or any values you might want to share with your readers.
Very simple. Just be genuine, be truthful. If you face the conflict, don't like have to act like someone else. Just be yourself. Be truthful. Don't have to sometimes think too much like me overthinking. Because I have the overthinking character, but you don't have to have too much overthinking of the character. What's true me or soulmate. Just be genuine, and when anyone approach you, or when you want to approach someone, just do it wholeheartedly and do not fear anything. Always follow your instinct. Your intuition always gives you 90% right. Why I'm saying 90% is sometimes 10% you feel that intuition you want to do or what, but you will not so one. So I wouldn't tell you it's 100%. So 90%. Just be genuine with your intuition and yourself, and do yourself. Do not disregard true love. Try not to. If you have to, see why you have to disregard. And if you feel you need something to find answers, maybe I hope this book will help. Yeah, this book will help you and get you more perspective of how other people went through. Maybe you can say, wow, these people have went through this kind of things, or like that. Real people have went through this like that, or now only witnessing all this. So maybe you can have a better perception, it can help you as well in that sense like that. And actually today 31st March, knowing is a Easter day, I really wanted my part 2 to be published today, but unfortunately my editor and me, we came to a conclusion we couldn't publish by today because we want to give the best. We're trying to give the best. So we don't want to rush and give you a story that it doesn't live in your hearts. So for that, we pushed the date to April 14 for the published date and for the order to make pre-order. So we need that time. But however, for that, I still feel bad that I couldn't do that publish for today. In that sense, I'm releasing the trailer for part 2 today. So tonight, you will see the part 2 trailer. So that will actually, well, hope you will hype up and motivate you, and I feel I adapted for that to do and so on. So knowing that when this interview is live going in social media time, I believe you already have been seen the part 2 trailer. So if you've seen the part 2 trailer, I hope it lives into your expectation, and I hope that this book lives in your heart. That is what I wish for and hoping for. And if you feel you want to connect to me, email me and just talk to me casually on Instagram. I'm always open up for anything, irrespective of who you are, where you are, whatever you are doing.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for that. I think I speak for everyone when I say we can't wait for the trailer tonight.
Yeah.
And if you guys are interested to buy the book as well, we'll be adding the links in the video. So there's 3 versions, the ebook, the soft and also the hard covers coming out. So feel free to place your order, and the pre-order for the second part will be out on the 14th of April. So look forward to that. And as Shushin has mentioned, if you have any questions, just find him on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on any of his social media, or even email him directly. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.